this episode, we get stuck in the mud.
Woo, Grand Mesa!
We drive through the water. I put a dent in my door. We get stuck in the mud again. We find a lot of beautiful scenery and some truly killer campsites.
Hi everybody, we're 4Wheel West, and we want you to come with us on this beautiful weekend when we explore the rugged trails in Grand Mesa National Forest. So I think shooting with Bert presents like a whole new challenge. Dog hair all over these lenses. Towering 6,000 feet over the surrounding valleys, with an area of about 500 square miles and a maximum elevation of over 11,300 feet, Grand Mesa is actually the world's largest flat-top mountain. The ecosystem goes under a dramatic change as you climb from the Grand Valley Desert. Once you're up on the mesa, it's very apparent that the area gets a lot of moisture compared to what you're used to in Colorado. There's very tall trees, tons of wildflowers, and mosquitoes that you can mistake for Alaskans. Grand Mesa and a lot of western Colorado had an absolutely epic winter this year. With over 500 inches of snowfall, all the streams on Grand Mesa were absolutely full to the brim. After a few hours on the highway and a couple hours on the trails, we finally make it to camp. And oh my God, what a campsite this is. We're sitting right next to the river under a big tall stand of trees in the middle of a beautiful little mountain valley. We could barely believe that there was nobody else camped within miles. This is one of those campsites that I would happily come back to every year for the rest of my life. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday morning. We just broke camp after a delicious breakfast, and we're just getting right back into it because about 100 yards down from camp is a big old water crossing we get to do. So if that's not a good way to start your morning and wake yourself up, I don't know what is. All right, so we are at the water crossing a whole 20 seconds later. The thing about being the only guy with a snorkel means you get to test out all the water crossings first and see if they're safe for everybody else. So here we go. Ooh, doggy. That was deep.
All right, now it's my turn.
The east side of the mesa is a very unique area. Road 280 follows along Leon Creek, and you cross through many of its small tributaries as you follow the road north and south. As you can see, the road winds through about a mile-wide clearing on either side of the creek. And if you keep your eyes trained on the tree line, you might even see some larger wildlife. The road is rocky and rough, but not overly difficult. And a lot of these water crossings have a firm rocky bottom with no deep mud to worry about. So we've made it to a nice mud hole that I got stuck in last time I was up here. It doesn't look that bad, but the rocks and the mud and the sticks, it's kind of a unique mud hole. Because you come down off these rocks and you just sink in. Now, last year there was a bypass, and I don't know, I probably put bypass in air quotes because it was just about as bad as that mud hole. But this year, look at all these downed trees. And it looks like somebody tried to clear it at one point. Not sure, but all these trees that are across the trail this wasn't intentional fall. Like, not like they were trying to close it off, like they're all broken off. But this was the bypass that was here last year. And now you can see there's a dozen great big trees in the way. So we get to try this mud hole again. And we'll see how it goes. To the best we can tell, this is the correct trail through here as marked on the maps. And there's a log that's fallen over it. So instead of going around the log and tearing up the grass over there, we're gonna try to clear the log out of the way. I've got my trusty electric chainsaw, and hopefully I won't cut an artery. Whew. Now I have all the sawdust in my socks. Now it's Rob's turn to drag him out of the way. All right, now we are free to get stuck in the mud.
I think we've gotten to the point where the forest rangers warned us about. It's getting pretty muddy out here. We both had to put on our mud boots and kind of scope out sorry, there's mosquitoes everywhere. They're pretty bad. And we've had to get out and scope out this next mud hole. We'll see if we get stuck.
All right, so we are gonna send Rob through first because he's gonna get through it easily.
We got to do
and
some dirty
I might get
business.
stuck. I would say there's a good chance I'm gonna get stuck going through this. Rob's gonna make it look easy though, because you know, Jeep 35s, all that stuff.
The rear locked.
All right. Come on, Rob.
Oh man, it's soft. Right, front locker's going in. That is like ultra slick and snotty.
Jeez.
Woohoo!
All right, so Rob just made that look easy in his Jeep. I just want to clarify that he has 35-inch mud tires and I have 33-inch all-terrains, and he probably weighs like 1,500 pounds less than me. So with all those excuses out of the way, let's go get stuck.
Your bumper got hung up back there. Yeah, you're gonna hem it up. And I'm worried about what that log's getting ready to do to the rest of your suspension. Okay, you want to take a look.
Okay, so I'm stuck, as predicted, and I have a log and a rock under me. So what we're gonna try to do is lift the side of the truck up with a high lift and see if we can get the log and stuff out of there without dying. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes.
Something to put in there.
Yeah. So you see the high lift jack is trying to go into my body, and I'm not super concerned about body work, but you know, I try a little bit. I got dog bed. Bert, we're gonna borrow your bed, buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go.
Well, that's the danger of high lifts. In case anybody was wondering. All right, we're gonna see if we can put more dents into my car.
If you go, look straight up and down, it should fall.
A lot of good the dog bed did, huh? Maybe it scratched less. I'm trying to get a better bite on it this time, a better angle.
Yeah, I think the bottom kicked up. I mean, you want to just go right there and get the rock and then come back for the log?
Yeah, we can try that. Oh, so close. I'm gonna put it up a couple more clicks.
Don't stand behind it in case it kicks out again.
Boy. I mean, that'll pop right out. It's all good. Number one rule for high lifting, other than don't put dents in your door, don't get anywhere near that handle when you're going down. Don't put your head over it at all. Now I'm willing to bet that I'm still stuck. We'll give it another try, but I don't think that I'm gonna be able to claw out of this with no momentum at all. So I just got stuck. We got me out of the mud hole, but unfortunately this is an in and out trail and we have to come make it back. We have to come make it back through this thing again. So what we're gonna try to do now is, instead of going all the way to the end of this trail, while we have all the recovery gear out and all that stuff done, we're just gonna turn around and head right back through this mud hole again in case I get stuck again, which is a good chance it's gonna happen. Yeah, so Rob's gonna go back through the hole, so I'll have something to winch to, and we'll see how it goes. All right, come on, Rob. Oh. No. Back out if you can. We got the good one stuck. You're high centered. Woo, Grand Mesa! Keep going that way. Hard passenger. Big rock. Okay, you're good. I think you're clear to drag. All right, hold that. Let me spot you on these rocks in the front. Okay, come on. Bert! Bert! Come here. Get out of the way. You good?
Okay, cut the winch. Slow. See if you can drive towards me. Easy, easy, easy. Stop. So, you're going to be able to do it. With the cat, yeah, you're gonna want to look at this. Yeah, so you're sitting right on this guy here, but I feel like once you get a tire on this, right here, so you're sitting on that guy, but once you get a tire on that,
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna come up enough.
That's the beefiest part of my bumper right there too.
Good.
That's where all the reinforcement is. So.
I just feel like if you got to keep driving that way though,
Yeah.
because you don't want that underneath you. Oh. I don't think it's a good idea. I think you're about to destroy your steering. I think you got to come back and get over.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
I agree.
Sorry, I thought you would go that way, but it just kept, you know, the winch line going that direction, your tires pointing that direction, but the front end went this way.
Yeah, that rock's still just deflecting.
Yep. Keep going. Maybe do the back and forth with your steering. It's moving. Ooh. That log needs to come out.
Not too worried about that log.
I mean, you think if I stood on the back and did not fall into the mud, would that help traction?
I think it's max tracks time. That's like it's something before I open it.
You're not spinning on the teeth, you're just not on the foot. This one's digging in, this one's not. This one's dug, you're spinning on the teeth. Just shooting it down into the mud. That's probably part of the reason. Go, don't stop,
All right, we have now done what we should have done in the first place and added some max tracks to the front to try to pull my front up and over these rocks.
Good. Keep driving, keep driving, keep driving, keep driving.
So we're out, and I think the most important thing to do after a recovery is to like take a deep breath, drink some water, rehydrate, sort of take inventory of all your gear, and just try to get your heart rate down before you get back on the trail and do something stupid. So that's where we're at now, but we're just glad that we made it out. After taking our lumps in what we now refer to as the rock bog, we headed back around through this river again and back north. All right, big water crossing. We scouted it pretty good. I'm pretty confident we're gonna be all right. Forgot to put my lockers in, so that was almost terrifying. Okay, Rob's turn. We're both a little bit nervous about the fact that he doesn't have a snorkel, but hopefully it'll be all good. It got a little deep. There's definitely some decent sized rocks down there. I felt myself dragging over some stuff. But Rob's got plenty of ground clearance and big tires and all that stuff. I'm sure it'll be fine. We are now headed west and the trail is changing dramatically. And these are steep climbs with some pretty good sized rocks and ruts. Nice. Okay, ready and rolling.
You might want to give me a little space just in case I kick a rock back on you. there's no good way to do that.
As the day wore on, and with that massive recovery effort behind us, we were ready for a place to camp. A closed road turned our exhaustion to desperation, and we just started randomly driving down any spur that looked like it might have a decent camp at the end of it. After driving through a little muddy spur that looked like it wasn't going anywhere, the terrain opened up to this. This picturesque little stream tumbles off a massive cliff to make a beautiful waterfall. Being right on the edge of the mesa itself gave us a huge view of Grand Valley. In fact, we could see all the way to the La Salle Mountains in Moab, Utah.